Hey folks, it's Mark out at Positively Peninsular, and of course a car comes by, but I know it's been more than 4 days ago that I had said that I would do my political endeavor, and of course that obviously didn't come to fruition. Today's Sunday, June 9th. And very exciting. I don't know, I shouldn't say exciting, but I can't find my notes that I said I would use, but I am going to moderate my voice, just because, especially as we get closer to the cul-de-sac, just because I don't really think it's anybody's business in the neighborhood to, and it's a very small neighborhood, it's only 4 homes, but you know, I know the one neighbor, they wouldn't have a problem with it, but so I thought what we would do is I learned a couple of valuable lessons from the last videos, and I always believe in learning from your trial and error. That's how I was as an educator. I think it's important that kids and basically everybody should not just have stuff spoon-fed to them, and you gotta. That's why I like design thinking so much. Was that you just basically it's try again. Failure. That expression, failure is not an option. No, failure is definitely an option. In fact, it's one of 2 options. So, because what you do is you learn from failure, you learn from mistakes, and we become this like perfectionist society where you're expected everything to be perfect. I mean, I've had kids just break down in tears because they didn't get the top score of X, Y, or Z, and they didn't get didn't get a rave review from me or whatever it may be, and that's sad. So I'm a firm believer in making mistakes, but I'm also a firm believer in learning from those mistakes. Gotta show you the nest. Oh my God. I know I will go off on tangents. I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent. It just is. So I can't find my notes that I had, so I'm going to be winging it a little bit. I'm kind of in a very... God, I hate resorting to colors, and when talking about politics, because it's such bullshit. But I'm in a very red area, and so not the neighbors here, but I don't know about the other folks on the cul-de-sac. There's nobody here today, but I think they'd be cool, but they're not there at all, because they have the construction going on. So you could see that I just have a ton of stuff to do. This is all the planting I have to do. I know it gets worse. And then I have to trim these all up, deadhead those, pain in the ass. I still got to switch out the pond. And, oh, well, now that was lovely. Do you see what I mean? I have no idea what was said. Maybe they're just talking to the person on the back. So the other day I was watering one of, I was talking about the nest. We'll get back to the other stuff. But I found this. Do you remember the serenading sparrow? And I'm still not sure if it was a sparrow. There's a robin. Those are easy to identify. But it turns out they were not serenading me. They were not happy with me whatsoever. They weren't playful, because I found a nest in one of the little planters. Gotta show it, because I haven't even taken a picture of it. And I only noticed it because that's what reminded me is when I took the one on the corner of the house over there down, and then I saw the sparrow again. I'm like, what? And, oh, you're back. And then I happened to just glance down because it was the corner planter. 3 speckled eggs in it. And here's the problem, and I'm really worried about it, because I had watered them. I had watered the planters unknowing that there's a nest in there, and it's just killing me because I may have inadvertently, caused their demise. I mean, it's encouraging to see the parents back today, but because I hadn't seen them yesterday, I was like, oh, that's interesting. What happened to them? Because they seem so engaging. Anyway, so we'll go take a look at that real quick, because we're going to kind of walk around, and I'll just moderate my voice and modulate it as we go around. And so today is Sunday, as I'd mentioned, June 9th, and it's Mark out at Positively Peninsula. Again, have not talked to Tucker. I do know that he was going to be going up to doing some big game hunting or something up in Alaska. I have no idea. But I feel like I just want to keep moving forward. So a couple of valuable lessons that I learned, and we'll walk around the property a little bit because I've been weed whacking the hell out of it. And when you see how much weed whacking I've done, you'll be like, what an idiot. Why doesn't he just get a lawnmower? And that would be a valid question. And maybe we'll talk about it when we get to that point. Because I did think about that, but there's a rationale to it. And I'm just biting off chunks as I go, and then I'm laying the fabric, right? Okay, so look at that. This is a large area to weed whack, right? That's like so stupid, but again, I look at it as like I have nothing but time. I don't mind being out in the sun as long as I got my cap on, so I'm not, overheating. Excuse me. And I've got to remember to wear my hat when we go around, especially when we're out on the back here on the septic plateau area. So I learned a couple of valuable things from the last video, which I never even talked about. First was I've got to stop chewing gum. Gum or mints or something in my mouth helps me focus with my ADHD. But when I watched it back, I was like, Jesus Christ, that just, dude, you're like a freaking cow or whatever animal that chews their cud like a cow. And so I won't do that again. It just helps redirect me, but that's okay. We'll muddle along as long as you don't care about the tangents and the lapses. The second thing I learned was that see, now I'm going to forget it. I'll come back to it. Oh, I know what it was. So when I did the second one, I don't know if you remember this, if anybody caught it, but because I feel like I've had music playing in the background before, but for some reason, I guess the way it caught it on the tape, they weren't going to play it because of copyright issue. And you know how I've always said, like, oh, blah, 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 forget the copyright, I don't care, blah, 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 don't come after me. Well, they came after me. I'm like, damn it. So I chose mute, and I haven't gone back because I saw the video before I put it up, before I published it. So it was the second part, the ending part. And so I learned a valuable lesson. You'll hear that there's no those are the neighbors on the other side. Yeah, nice sound, right? Things kind of echo down here into the cul-de-sac. But look how nice it is out there. I love just the shaded driveway. Yeah. And so, folks, they somehow have an algorithm when they process it. it must go through some kind of something or other that catches things like that. So it was when I was walking by I'm under the canopy. I hope it doesn't like take off. It is just a gorgeous day, folks. It got up to be about, I don't know, 65, 68. It still has a little ways to go, but there's like this nice breeze every now and then. Sometimes some strong gusts, but just gorgeous. That's absolutely gorgeous. So we'll go walking around before I start my political stuff, and I'm going to give you a background as to kind of my point of view, what kind of like how I've gotten to this point, just kind of a recap, because you know it goes back to that issue of judgment, which I think plays into a lot of what's going on, is how we judge people. And I've kind of synthesized everything that and it's really been since 2020, just taking everything that I've heard and seen, and you know that I don't appreciate liars and cheaters, and I just don't appreciate being lied to, and I think it's just a disgusting characteristic, and I feel like there's been way too much of that on definitely one side, one color. Anyway, and I'll lose my train of thought since I don't have notes. But at least I remembered the second thing, right? Didn't think I was going, whoop, sorry about that. It's my hand's getting tired. I kind of may want to walk around. And I've got to focus better on my camera work, but it's just kind of hard to, try to do everything at once. But I think, so I'll give you we'll go look at the nest. I'm just going to put these down right here. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, I always get a lot of compliments on this t-shirt. It's like a turtle somehow, or lobsters, whatever it is. So, sorry about that. And we'll start out here, but I'll just give you a quick rundown. God, I'm already getting hungry. But I've been losing some weight, which I want to do because I do have a procedure, which is why I don't want to raise my voice, because sound carries here. Because I do have a procedure coming up in July, and so I just have to get a lot of stuff done. And my son's coming out for it, which is very cool. And no, this is not a you-know-what ad. No, this is it's for my younger boy, my younger son. So here is Weed Whack Central. That's some territory, folks. I don't care who you are. So one of the things I did today, besides some more weed whacking, is I did, and we'll go out there. I just don't want to be talking when we go around where people can hear. And so one of the things I did is I had to rake up all these twigs and sticks and branches and everything left over from the previous owners. There's still a lot to do, but you can see I did quite a bit. Yes, I kind of raked it, which is that guy right there. But I like how this is turning out. The difficulty is going to be just bringing in the rock, because it is heavy as you know what. I do have the shed coming, which if you remember is going to go right here. And it's going to be 10 feet wide, so it'll probably be roughly, I don't like clutter, folks, and I don't ever recommend it, because I feel like clutter shows like you have a cluttered mind. And I don't know if I have a cluttered mind as much as it's just usually on speed dial. It's just usually going 100 miles an hour. But so we'll go look at that. We'll look at the nest. So you can see quite a bit of of land that was weed whacked. And it is making me, I tell you folks, it makes your shoulders really sore. But I want to roll down that log. We'll go look at that. And then, so I do need to water these up to this point right here to that white log. This is the log I want to bring down and put it like I did here, that log. I figure I might as well use the things. I like how it kind of outlines the gravel. So the thing is my, my, shed is supposed to be delivered July 15th. And my conundrum is, my conflict is that my procedure, my first of 2 procedures, well, second of 3 actually, so, but these the next 2 require a hospital stay, so not cool, not fun, but I'm positive, because I'm positive, a positive person, that everything will work out. And as my surgeon says, he says you're gonna just love it. When it's all said and done, you're gonna be a happy camper. I said, well, I'm gonna hold you to that. I'll take that in writing. Anyway, so I may have to I need to call them tomorrow and see if I can't, because I think they need like 4 weeks to get her done. And so I need to call them and, oh my God, folks, and probably get it earlier than my procedure. I think I'd rather have it here like a week before my procedure, so that I can have the opportunity to put stuff in it and get rid of this clutter. That's a long way to kind of figure out why I want to clean this up. I just think it's horrible. Anyway, it's just a lot of work, and I'm only one person. So you can see I'm hoping that the grass will just die. I know that sounds really mean, but the grass takes so much maintenance, folks. It takes a lot of water. I'm not going to give it any water. But what I did is I cleaned up the rhododendrons here. Let's see. That one I didn't have to, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did those 5. And then I still have 2, 4, 5. Yeah, I kind of cut it in half. And I got those 5. And I just kind of cleaned them up. You know, that's the one downside, and we'll take a look at the difference between cleaned up and not cleaned up, is unfortunately rhododendrons tend to get kind of icky when they die, and they get really sticky and gross, and it's just I'm kind of over it. So that's part of the rhodo update for today. So yeah, you can see here a lot of the debris. It looks like when they chopped down the trees, that they basically shaved off all the branches from what I can gather, and they put them into big piles, and supposedly had like bonfires, and I don't know what the heck, but obviously they didn't burn those, they just buried it, you know, and maybe, I don't understand it, but you can see I have a lot. Yeah, so my property goes all the way back to where you can see that wasp trap thing. You know, that leaning crossing tree, the one that's gonna probably take out a deer when it falls. So yeah, but I'm getting there. You could see almost like truck tread marks, like the truck came back here back in the day. So I'll take a look at what these things look like. These rhododendrons look like when, see, here's another log I would take. That log I would take. Like that one I can probably roll down today, because it's a really nice temperature, really nice. You know, but you do sweat when you're working, so you can see how it gets gross. It's like nasty, so that's what I'm cutting off. And it's these guys that look great. So I'm gonna do those. And then love to get the ferns, some ferns from Tucker's property. I hope that's not off the table. He offered it. I'm sure he'd be fine. So I have to rake all this stuff before I do the weed whacker, which is a pain in the ass. But you can see I still have a lot. So this is I still have to do, and look what's been done. I mean, you notice a difference. I notice a difference. I mean, that's all over there on the side. And then I've got some. See, I still have all of this. See, and I weed whacked all this side. See, this is a lot, folks. This is no joke. It's so nice to be able to have the windows open, air things out. I'm gonna clean the windows. Now this guy, you'll notice that this one looks weird. And it's kind of like the one in the front. This was an existing one. And it certainly didn't look that good when I bought the place. But this one is a different type, different brand. But look at this. This is still looking great. But see, maybe I'll probably cut this tomorrow just to get rid of it because it just gets gross. But this is kind of a different. This is more pinkish. Those guys are pinkisher, pinkisher, than this guy is. Kind of a light purple, whatever that color is. Maybe lavender-ish. I don't know. Here are the wildflowers. I'll be honest, folks, this was not worth the effort. I mean, that was Sheriff's Department. So this was not worth the effort. It's just become a pain in the ass. I've almost got to the point where I don't really care. But I did have a great idea wherein, since the shed is going to go over there, and it was originally going to go here, I think I'm going to put the greenhouse here. Because it gets more sun there than I realized. And it's all because of the gap in the trees right there. And then I would just have a pathway through I would just do a pathway through the septic tanks there. You see, everybody's coming back from boating or whatever they do out there. So it's going to get noisy. We'll get away from the road. So I'll have a path here. I'll have a path over here. Excuse me. I need water. And then I would have this all fenced, deer fencing. And this would all become garden. Probably out to about... I know it's going to go out a ways. It's going to go out a ways towards the septic plateau. I know it's a huge undertaking. I do take the cuttings, grass cuttings, that I've weed whacked. And when I rake I will compost it in my composter. You can really. So you hear that noise? That's the neighbor on the other side, and these are not small lots. Anyway, let me just get these things up here. Sorry. If I knew how to pause it without shutting it off, I would do so. There we go. It's because I'm not using my right hand. I don't think I'm going to put these planters back up today. At least I don't think I will. It depends on if I can get to the deadheading or not. Mark, don't be lazy. This is what I use to get up there. So, see, that's where it was hanging from the corner. The planter. There was the final planter on the railing, right? And so, what's interesting is I had watered it the day before,